What's up YouTube, Addicting Air here, and today we're going to do our first bird video. But it's not just going to be any type of bird video, we're going to be bird without a taunt unit, and without Cusack, because it is possible to do it without a taunt unit but with Cusack. But in order to do it with Cusack, you need a 3-6 Cusack minimum that's actually built up. So you're looking at this team right here, it's on 1.5 times speed, I click pretty fast. This is a Twitch VOD, so follow me on Twitch, link below. These are the three units. I'm just gonna go over the gear real quick because I know people will ask. Attack crit on Melly with the link. Attack crit on Megelda. It's not her own attack set. It is a borrowed set. Both attack crit here. We have HP defense on Arthur because he's the one that gets targeted on this team with Tarmiel link. And then we have Margaret HP defense with an HP defense link. So we only have 2 units on attack crit, which is Megelda and Melly. They're probably thinking, how are you going to survive floor 2 phase 2? Well, we'll get to that. So let's start off with the run here. So basically, when I was making this video, or when I was doing this live, I was kind of like, all right, everybody says you need to have a taunt unit, right? You need to, because you get wiped. Matrona is the best option, and the problem for me is I don't have Matrona, right? So my next best option is who? It's probably Blueberry. It's probably Tank Diane, but they're not as good. Alright, then I thought, those units suck anyway. Matrona's actually kind of bad because besides her healing, right? If I already have Megelda on my team, why do I need 2 healers, right? So I built this. Now my thought process was damage reduction from Arthur, damage reduction from Margaret, and damage reduction from Melly, plus the stat boost I get from Megelda should be able to allow me to tank phase 2 turn 2, right? But I wasn't sure 100%. I never tested it out. All I tested out was who's gonna get targeted on this team so I could put Tarmiel link on them. Also, I forgot to add, I don't have any healing card set. I'm using no set at all, actually, because I don't have any good sets. I took a break from the game when cards came out. So I'm running I literally just went through my cards and I sorted by combat class and I picked all those. So there's no, you're using the healing card set, that's why you were able to tank this. No card set, no Matrona. Ult levels, I forgot to go over. Melly 6-6, doesn't really matter though. Megelda 3-6, Green Arthur 6-6, Margaret 3-6. So 2 3-6 units, 2 6-6 units. Just here, the basic plan is, hold melee single targets and Megelda's Power Strike. You want to hold Megelda's Power Strike ult for the last phase because your only 2 damage dealing cards are Melly's Amplify card and Megelda's Power Strike ult. You really have nothing else for the phase 4 of this fight. So as you can see here, I'm probably going to be stalling for quite a few turns. Right here on the last on phase 3, I don't want to use my melee ult because my melee ult actually does do damage on the final phase. Not much. Sometimes it'll do damage cap, but not always. Oh, I guess I use the melee ult, but I guess I just wanted to kill as fast as possible here, which I think this will kill. Anyway, the whole premise of the team: use Margaret buff, Arthur tank the AoE from turn 2 phase 2. When we get to it, I'll explain the exact way you want to play this out. It's a little bit weird because you're really gonna have to stall in phase 1, but I've tried this team I think 4 times on stream. I beat it with the worst passives, the best passives. This might actually be the most consistent team you can run. So here I go with the Margaret buff and then a triple level 2. I did get really lucky on melee cards this run, so I didn't necessarily need the Megelda ult, but just right here I have Melly's ult again and then we win. I don't get a heal card, but as you can see, I'm taking like no damage, and I'm gonna probably heal it all back up in a second. So that phase 1's pretty easy. Remember, keep melee cards and keep Margaret buff, and just do it. Just Margaret buff and single target with melee and hope you kill. It is really important though. You do need melee attack cosmetics because it does make a big difference. I've found compared to not having attack cosmetics. You don't really need his HP or defense cosmetics. You only need attack cosmetics. So when they come back in the shop for gems, I definitely recommend you do that. Let's see. I don't even know if I had to reset here. So I guess we'll see. But even if I have to reset, I'll explain what I did wrong. So basic premise here is you want to double single target turn 1, get a damage reduction stack. You want to at least have 3 damage reduction stacks and a Margaret buff at the end when you finish phase 1. So I'm just going to double single target here, you know, the usual, do a quick AoE, dump all the trash cards. But what I've really found is that I've gone to the point with the bird where you don't even need to abide by the rules. Like, oh, you need a taunt unit, you need a buff remover unit. I mean, I do have a buff remover unit, and that's Melee's ultimate, which is really nice when you get to evade, don't get me wrong. But I don't really have to abide by, oh, you need a taunt unit for this phase. You need a dedicated healer. Magelda's my healer and my damage dealer. She's a great unit. Whoever said skip Magelda, never listen. I'm telling you, don't listen to the YouTubers sometimes. You don't get it. Everyone said, oh, Magelda's a skip. Brunhild's just better. And look at him now. Look at him now. You don't even see Brunhild teams anymore. You saw someone beat the bird with 3 units. You know what those 3 units were? Melee, Magelda, and Matrona. Okay? There was no Brunhild on that team. So that just goes to show, don't always take the unit for face value. There was a reason why they built Magelda the way they built her, with buffs so it works with melee. The devs aren't stupid. They know now that you know this. Now you want to summon for Magelda. But guess what? She's going to be unfeatured on the banner. So it's going to take you, you know, a couple more multis to get Magelda instead of getting her guaranteed. Or she was at 0.5 rates. Right? So right here, what you want to do, let me just pause and talk about that real quick. I double single target for damage reduction stack. And you want a Margaret buff the turn before you go into phase 2. The reason is because when you go into phase 2, you want to kill him once. Now you can't completely finish him off because he has like a slight revive passive, like kind of like Green Helbram, where he'll live with slivers of health. So right here, I basically I get 2 single targets down, so I get another damage reduction stack, right? And then I kill him. Now that I kill him, I guess I'm thinking here, but when you kill him, he loses revive, but when he AoEs you the next turn, he's going to fully heal. So you're basically going to need to kill 2 times in a row. Now you don't necessarily need to kill the second time, but I really recommend killing turn 1 with it. So here we go. We Arthur ult here, damage cap because he's 6/6, and then we single target with melee, single target with melee, quick AoE, and you see right here he revives a little bit. So right here people would just reset, right? There's no way I survive this. And then, you know, I tank these, you look at this is like, oh, this is pretty low damage, you know, I don't really need this. So I just, look at that. There you go. That's it. I tanked it. Not even with, it's not like I barely tanked it where you're like, oh, you probably need UR gear to tank it. I tanked it with about 3/4 health here. And I was debating, should I just stall for another turn? But my chat convinced me I think it's better if I don't. So I basically went in, I went in with all melee, I killed him the second turn. So that's it, that was the hard part. The rest is easy, think about it. I have Margaret to buff up my Magelda and my melee, right? And then I have, you know, it's over. At this point, when I got to this stage, I was like, wow, this might actually be the best Spurt team. The thing with Matrona is her cards suck, right? Their only usability is for the taunt and the little bit of heal you get, right? But if you don't take damage with Green Arthur passive and with Margaret buff and with melee damage reduction, then you don't really need a tank. She doesn't really provide anything besides just tanking and slight healing. But if you're not taking damage, then you don't necessarily need to tank. You can see my Green Arthur tanked it, and then my Tarmiel fully healed him and proc Magelda's passive. So now my Arthur just keeps getting tankier and tankier. And you'll see, he'll eventually just... The Flood card on floor 3, phase 4, is just not going to do damage to me. So here we get a... oh, I think I forgot how his passive works here, so I do a quick reset. I completely forgot how his passive works. So give me a second. Let me cut back to what I load in. Alright, now that we loaded back in, and we know the passive, I pretty much just, I just try to stall here as much as possible. I can't really use any cards because it'll block his passive. I thought about Margaret AoE, but I was kind of scared about it, so I just moved the Margaret card. Next turn we'll probably be able to kill with, I think I Megelda ult here. Oh wait, no, I have to stall an extra turn. This is actually pretty, I was pretty worried here because I was thinking if I keep stalling, this will be bad for me. But I just go over Megelda's passive with my chat. You guys should definitely, so follow the Twitch, man. It's a good vibe. I'm telling you, it's a good vibe. Anyway, stop plugging. Get to the bird. All right. So here, I basically get the Margaret cleanse. So I'm like, okay, so that means we can kill here. We Margaret cleanse, we ult again, and then we do a AoE. And this, I was worried this wasn't gonna kill, but then I realized Melee's AoE hits as hard as the single targets do sometimes. So we hit 137k with that AoE, and now we got the passive. So our first pass, I guess I didn't go over my the passives. Let's see if I can go back and here. Okay, I kill here. Let me go over the passives I had real quick. I'm curious. I guess I didn't go over the passives I had. So I had Armor Destruction, Desperate Resolve, Damage Taken Decrease. Now this Damage Taken Decrease, where it gives you 2 buffs for 2 turns, it's actually worse for this team I'm running specifically, is because you don't have a buff remover necessarily. But you'll see that it won't matter for Melee. Melee will hit damage cap with rank 1s with this passive maxed out. Stacked up to 4, so it's 60% damage reduction. Anyway, we beat that phase pretty easily. Phase 4 of floor 2 is pretty straightforward. Is just have a cleanse unit for, you know, just in case he explodes you. But I pretty much kill him anyway, so it doesn't matter for me. You can see my Arthur still taking literally no damage. He's gonna fully heal this. Did you see that? So now we just ult up. This will definitely kill him no matter what I do. Then we go to floor 3. So I showed you all, you don't even need a taunt unit. You don't have to complain, I don't have healing set, because I don't either. You don't have to complain, I don't have Matrona, because I don't either. Right? But I was able to do this second floor without it. Alright? So now we go on to floor 3. This is where you're all probably thinking, there's no way, right? I mean, the bird at floor 3 is insane. I mean, probably some of you watching have never even reached floor 3. You don't even know what his passive is, right? So let's get on to this. All right, you always want to stack the damage reduction first turn, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna double single target here, right? You're gonna double single target with you're gonna single target with Arthur, single target with Megelda, then dump cards. Next turn, you want to cleanse your debuffs because he does. Do you need to cleanse your debuffs? No, he doesn't have weak point, I guess. But you definitely want to heal with Megelda. Arthur most of the time doesn't die unless he gets crit, which doesn't happen unless you have Keen Eyes. If you have the Keen Eyes passive, he does get crit sometimes, but it's not that big of a deal. So here, I just keep stacking melee passive. You can see how he has so many damage reduction passive built up that is actually kind of bad for me. Here he has 60% damage reduction. Usually people deal with 40 with other passives, but I don't have buff removers here, so I kind of have to brute force through it. But anyway, I do kind of make a mistake here. I kind of wish I got another stack of damage reduction, but he didn't kill anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I do get my 2 Megelda single targets here. So what I do is we cleanse up this debuffs, because these debuffs are kind of, damage taken increase is kind of dangerous even for next phase. So I believe we cleanse here and then we heal up. Yep, so we heal up here and then we double single target and we just dump an AoE. I probably should have dumped the Arthur AoE. That was a misplay by me, but maybe I was scared I wouldn't kill. That's probably why. Okay, well then it was a better thing I did that. Here we get a pretty bad passive. We get the one where he guaranteed crits debuffed enemies, but we still tank through this. This is actually a very bad combo for me because I also have Armor Destruction, which every time I get crit, I lose 40% defense related stats. So if he debuffs me, I'm kind of screwed here. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna cleanse then, because this was, I don't know why I did it in this order, but I'm basically like, okay, I need to cleanse this, because if he debuffs me and then attacks me, guaranteed crit, I guaranteed lose 40% defense related stats. But we're gonna see here that if he does crit me, which I don't think he does this turn, luckily it doesn't debuff me, he just goes for triple deletion cards, which is great on Arthur because Arthur doesn't have really good cards. We're going to just finish off the bird here. We're going to get 2 single targets off, maxing out Meli's passive at this point. So now we have 45% damage reduction from Arthur, 40% from Meli, and then what is that, about 40% from Margaret's buff. So at this point, when I got to this phase, I was pretty much like, this is GG. This is GG because he can't do damage to me in the last phase. Really, he can't. He can't. The only issue was this phase right here. If I couldn't kill him before he dissolved, before he sealed my attack cards, then I would be in trouble. But thankfully, I didn't get to that because I was able to rush Miguel the ult here, which I think might have done damage cap, even if it didn't. It was pretty damn close. I do get lucky with some melee cards here, but as you can see, man, I'm full health. I'm full health. My only issue is killing, you know, in the turns I need to kill, which is 3, I think. I think even this run I seal my buffs. I don't kill fast enough. I might be wrong. Maybe that was another run. But as you can see, I didn't really reset. I resetted the app a couple times, but I never reset the whole run. That didn't really happen doing this bird run, which leads me to believe that I could. This might be the most consistent team because, you know, with the melee team or with the Matrona team, if you don't get a taunt with Matrona, GG, you've gone wiped, right? It's over. You're not going to come back from it. But I get pretty lucky here. He gets the bad passive. He gets the taunt passive, or the lower attack related stats passive, which is, it's not that dangerous. It's actually the best passive to get for stage 3 of the bird. I'm just looking at his passives here. I kind of forgot what he does, but then I remembered he has what's it called? He has flood. So I want to do as much damage as possible. So I decide, okay, this is probably a misplay. I should have Miguel the single targeted first. So you know, I had got extra melee passive buffs, but it's okay. Now you can see he has this much health. This is the hardest hitting phase in the game, right? The AoEs don't do much damage, but then this single target right here, look at this. Barely half my health. That was with him about 80% health with a flood card. That usually one-shots units. Even units like Matrona get one-shot by stuff like that. So here, I do a quick heal up, and I'm back to full. And then I just keep working on the bird. At this point, I'm pretty confident in me winning. I had to rush Meli's ult last turn because he had evade. I think someone in chat told me. Shout out Flowery. I rushed Meli's ult because you need the buff remover right here. And at this point, I was buzzing. I was like, this is a W. I get Margaret. I think I cleanse here first. Okay, that was a mistake. What am I doing? Why didn't I cleanse? I could have killed right here. Oh, I think, no, but I think my chat here tells me he buff disables next turn. Everything but attack skills. Alright? So, I was told to buff right now. Anyway, I clicked the buff card. This is why you guys need to join the Twitch streams, because I would literally lose if I did. I would have saved my buff and then I would have lost it. So here we're just going to finish him off. That's pretty much it. Now if you think, oh, you got lucky with passive, that's the only reason you beat this thing, right? Let me show you something. Let me do a quick cut. I'm gonna show you. I did another run in this on the stream with the same team with every all of the worst passives you could dream of in one run, and I beat it. So give me a second. Let me find that. All right, here we go. I found it. Sorry, it was deep in the Twitch VOD. I streamed for like 4 hours. Anyway, this is phase 4. I'll show the passives in a second, but watch how much damage this level 2 melee card does. It's actually quite insane. It's easy damage cap for him. So right here, I think I show my passives. This is phase 4, floor 3, right? This is my Arthur, basically tanking everything. So here we go. We have max damage, max HP decrease. We have decreases the hero's damage take from 40%. This is probably the worst you can get usually. This one's not that bad, but increases hero's attack related stats for 8% for 3 turns every time I get 5 ult gauge. With a team that doesn't have buff removals, this is pretty bad. And then we have Rugal's passive here. Luckily I avoided this, but I think I could have beat it without getting that. And I don't think I scroll up. I also get Keen Eyes. So this is probably maybe not the worst of all passives you can get, but this is pretty up there in terms of bad passives. So yeah, we just look at this, and then I think I just kill next turn. I Miguelda ult, and then I melee ult, and this ends. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I've never seen anyone do this before. I've only seen it done with Cusack, but not without Cusack and no taunting it. So I hope you use the team. Good luck in your bird adventures, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.